In today's video, we're going to take a look at how to use the yfinance library in Python to easily access stock market data. It's a super handy tool for anyone interested in finance, investing, or data analysis. And the best part is it's really simple to use. First, we need to install the library. You can easily install the yfinance library using this command. I've already installed it before, so I won't be running it again, but make sure you do. Once that's done, let's start working with it. We'll begin by creating an object that represents a specific stock, in this case, Apple. Then we'll grab the stock's history for the last 5 days. When we check the output, we'll see a list of closing prices. These are the final prices of Apple's stock at the end of each trading day. It's a really quick and easy way to check how a stock has been performing recently. Next, let's do the same thing for Microsoft. We'll create a new ticker for MSFT, and again, look at the closing prices over the last few days. Let's move on to the next example and see what more we can do. In this example, we're going to take a look at Tesla's stock data. With yfinance, we can easily check a stock's performance over specific dates. For example, let's look at Tesla between October 1st and October 4th, 2025. When we check the output, we'll see the opening, high, low, and closing prices for those days, giving us a clear snapshot of how the stock moved during that short period. Let's see what we can explore next. In this example, we're going to take a look at Oracle's stock data. This time, we'll focus on intraday data, meaning prices within a single trading day. With yfinance, we can easily do that by setting the period to 1 day and the interval to 1 minute. When we check the output, we'll see a detailed table showing how the stock price changed throughout the day, minute by minute. But as you can see, it only shows 5 rows by default. If we want to see more, we can simply pass a number to the .head function. For example, .head odd 10 will display the first 10 rows instead. It's a quick and easy way to view more of the data without printing everything at once. Let's see what we can explore next. In this example, we're going to take a closer look at Apple's stock information. Using yfinance, we can quickly access key details about the company. For instance, the current stock price, the sector it operates in, and its market capitalization. This is a great way to get a quick snapshot of a company's overall profile without digging through multiple sources. Let's see what we can explore next. In this example, we're going to take a look at Apple's dividend data. Using yfinance, we can easily see the dividends the company has paid over time. When we check the output with .tail, it shows the last 5 entries by default. If we wanted, we could pass a number to .tail. For example, .tail3 would show the last 3 entries instead. Now let's check Microsoft's dividend data and see how it compares. This is a quick way to analyze recent dividend trends for different companies. Let's see what we can explore next. In this example, we're going to take a look at Apple's stock splits. Using yfinance, we can easily see if and when the company has split its shares, which can help us understand changes in share price and investment history. Now let's check Tesla's stock splits and compare their history. This gives us a quick glimpse into how different companies manage their share structures over time. Let's see what we can explore next. In this example, we're going to work with multiple stocks at once using yfinance's tickers function. First, we'll create a tickers object for Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla. Then we'll take a look at Microsoft's closing prices over the last 5 days. Next, we can do the same for Tesla and quickly check its recent performance. This shows how convenient it is to handle multiple stocks in a single object. Instead of creating separate tickers for each company, we can just use tickers to fetch data for several at once. Let's see what we can explore next. In this example, we're going to see how we can use yfinance together with matplotlib to visualize stock data. First, we'll grab Apple's stock data for the last month and plot its closing prices. This gives us a clear and easy-to-read chart showing how the stock moved over time. Now let's do the same for Microsoft and see how its closing prices compare over the same period. Using yfinance with matplotlib makes it really simple to create visual insights from stock data. Let's see what we can explore next. In this example, we're going to take Microsoft's stock data for the last 6 months and calculate a 20-day moving average. By using the .rolling window equals 20 mean function on the closing prices, we can smooth out short-term fluctuations and get a better sense of the overall trend. When we check the output, we'll see both the actual closing prices and the calculated 20-day moving average for the last few days. Next, we can do the same for Tesla and compare its trend over the same period. This is a simple yet powerful way to analyze stock trends with Python. To learn even more Python tricks and finance analysis techniques, make sure to check out the other videos and playlists on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like if you found it helpful.